Welcome, Red Knight.
River rising, summer rain, fall migration, back again. Berries, blood course through my veins. Raise your glass, your voice in praise, and sing, and sing, and sing. Raise your voice in praise. Carolina, choking vine, springtime's blossom past its prime. Ash to ash and grape to wine. Raise your glass, your voice in time, and sing, and sing, and sing. Raise your voice in praise and sing, and sing, and sing. Raise your voice in praise and sing, and sing, and sing. Raise your voice in praise and sing, and sing, and sing. Raise your voice in praise. Stalks are waving, August heat, dry and brittle, gone to seed. When I die, my cradle be. Just raise your glass, sing glory. Carolina, choking vine, springtime's blossom past its prime. Ash to ash and grape to wine. Raise your glass, your voice in time.
Hello and good evening, happy Friday guys, Dragon Knights and all. Gonna get to a couple hours here, a little diversion from our regular content. Want to get to some hunt, just show some good lore from the game, start with that, and then we'll have the last Rotjaw bounty. Hopefully can get in a couple hours here, just one more bounty to finish up that lore, then we can read that lore. Would have voice mod available for that. So we have fun sound effects and our many voices. For example, here as we read such Rotjaw lore, gonna be fun. And yeah, we'll get back to other Shadow of War, Baldur's Gate things, maybe Sword stream tomorrow, other IRL streams, hopefully for Sub Saturday. We can wear the good shirt as well for the Dragon's Roost. And then, yeah, we'll take a look at some other things, but it will be good. So we'll get started with a bit of that then. We have here in Hunt, yeah, I'll show you for the event, and have the avatars featuring cheers as well, our undebuted cheers. So let's go ahead, get to some Hunt for now, and we'll continue to discuss as we go. So check it out. Onward, eyes open, and see you there. Gonna be fun. Figure it out. Take it bit by bit, you know. No hurry, but it'll be plenty of time. I don't think of those challenges done this week. I'll hopefully have more time for that. Tomorrow, Sunday, I play off stream mainly. This will be just the one time. Last time for the event, probably tied to Desolation. Who knows when the next event will be, maybe a couple months. But anyway, this is the last of the Tide series, so this will probably be the last stream here on the Dragon's Roost. So I'll have screenshots and things to show later when we probably have 1500 stream celebration. We'll take a day for that, for Hunt, but for now, at least we'll have our last main stream for it. So let's enjoy, get to it, onward. And yeah, we have these little hunters featured as well. Let's take one more look at those. And the Chillstone, they're looking good. We have the Black Dragon, we'll see the other Reptilian, the other Huntsman, Headsman. And then we'll check it out from there. So yeah, I mentioned the other day I had that fun clips I didn't make yet of the actual stream. They're into Morgan, other Bravo guy. Fun big Crytek partner streamers, able to kill them, random trio. That was fun. Just fun to meet them, interact with them, you know, in the game. But I didn't actually clip it yet, find it, so hopefully I'll have time to do that. It was only like last weekend, this last week, so should have time for that still. They have their VODs up for a while, especially their partners, so we'll see. Anyway, we'll take a look onward. Hope to chat with you soon. Chatter's been sustained for now from Cinnamon and other friends. Hope to keep it sustained. We'll see if we can chat with you soon. For now, onward, let's get started. Alright, Dragon's Roost, good to be here. Let's carry on for some Friday fun. It's 8 o'clock. Let's begin. Do hope you all had a good week since we last saw you Sunday, Monday. Whatever last stream was, Shadow of War, they're such fun. I don't remember. But anyway, it's fine. Alright, we do have here, yeah, finishing my last 3,000 points for the bonus charm. Had a little quick play just now. Good fun with that. Just, you know, quick little fun, quick play. And trying to get some, the challenges started, so we'll see that for our roster, and we're probably going solo to start. Before all that, yeah, the latency, it's 337 right now. It's not the best. Still try to play a little bit because I am on my very last Rotjaw clean sweep here, so it's been a long time coming for that. One more, as you can see. That's the main thing tonight. Join that. We haven't actually seen any of this. I usually showed some earlier, but we have 15 chapters here to take a look for the story of Tide of Desolation, so we'll enjoy that. Haven't seen any of these, so we'll discuss it, and then we'll likely do a solo or two. We still have these other stream designated hunters. We lost one to Rotjaw last time. That was sad. He didn't have solo revive. We lost the same character model here, the good red Dragon Knight Cowboy. So done McGuines, who got that trio kill that other time with the Ironside and Terminus hand cannon. We have Eric Aknum, the Dragon Lance, little bomb lance with some Dragon Breath and some Fire and Blood Dum Dum. So we could go one of those. They're in their 30s. That's it for like really stream designated hunters. Son from a couple years back, Leary Bryans with 226 trait points. It's been a good while keeping them in the roster, but anyway, might get those stream hunters. We might just get to mine Red Fuchs with the red bandana, Ruby Red Renegades here. Always looking good. We'll figure that out. Got 19,009 hunt dollars, so it'll last a good while. Some other Bear Clan addressing here soon. Hopefully we can get to that this weekend. Message a little Instagram or Discord or somewhere. I don't know. Probably do both. But anyway, we'll figure out challenges, what we should do for the actual solo hunter to start. Then we could either play those stream hunters solo or in a random trio. Probably just want to save them for ourselves. They've been mostly solo. I mean, remember, a lot of things got to kill with him. Ran away with a bounty. and him having killed the whole trio by himself, it's probably best to just enjoy them solo. Just do standard hunters here, the extra roster slot, and mine rad Fuchs here as well for the random trios, or if any friends want to play tonight. I don't think that many people on this Friday night actually, but I was messaging other people earlier. Played with some a week ago. It's fun, just another new player, another cynical type of guy, but cynical monkey. Anyway, we're good. Got the soundboard, got the lovely lore, the lovely music, so been enjoying that. And yeah, there's not too much to read except the Rotjaw. We were reading all the weapon lore until I really finish all those out. Maybe then we can keep track of which ones we haven't read, like the newer variants and things. A lot of things that have been added and things that I'm still unlocking. Just have to use more. So I'll focus more on those probably in the coming weeks. Yeah, we still have 387 and 402 entries, so there's still plenty to go for those. But Monstrum, we just have that one more. It's where they added that in total. I've never seen that before. Actually shows you how many you have, but it will be Rotjaw tonight. Hopefully by the end of the night we can read that, the lore. Probably just, you know, take a few rounds to get him. We can try, despite the latency being all over the place on stream. Internet not the best. Did stream test earlier. I was actually lower than normal. Let me see. My stream test just on mobile. I had nothing really going on at the time of the stream test. We did have 5.56 download and 0.88 upload. So that's even slower than average. We usually have like 15 download. 0.90 upload's kind of standard, but yeah, just that low. You don't really see any more than that, but that is significantly, you know, lower than we'd like. So anyway, it's okay. We will move on from there. So let's go ahead and get started with the lore then. That's a good thing to get, you know, integrated and in the feel for it as we get to a couple solo rounds or random trios, whatever. We play with friends throughout the weekend, you know, there's not too many on right now, so not a big deal. You know, maybe try, but it's nice if they invite you to. Not you're the only one that reaches out to play with them. But anyway, let's get started then. Tied to Desolation as we finish up here the last 18 days. Let us go ahead. Yeah, it's Santa Claus, all these other things. Cal is the assassin. Don't think I want Colbert, unless I like 1,000 blood bonds away from him. Could buy some more, but don't think I'll be needing him. Decided to go without him. I do like the Drown Hunters. I never had the Kid or the Rat, so it might be fun to get those versions. They are quite different, you know. Different versions of them. But we'll see. Usually you see that from the other angle. That was pretty weird from the front there. It's like, what are you doing with that zombie, cat? I had never seen it at that angle quite at the start. Oh, God. Alright, let's move on. That is interesting surprise. Alright, we'll be fine here. Let's get started with the 15th chapter lore. Chat with you soon. And we'll go from there. Alrighty. Chapter 1, Daughter of Decay, another hunter don't have yet, but to get the other knuckle knife at least. Alright, let's check these out, discuss the different packs and all, get in the feel for it, enjoy a solo round or two. Get some random trios, get that last Rotjaw lore. We can read all of that as well. At which point, voice mod will definitely be welcome, but of course not necessary to read the lore itself. Alright. Other than that, pretty much, you know, just discussing, enjoying, exploring, appreciating lovely adventures. Good to be back home here in the Dragon's Juice. First time since Sunday, I believe. It's been a good 4 or 5 days. So I played Shadow of War last time, read our good novels, books. Find me in House Harkonnen. We'll be back to that probably tomorrow. But for now, other good things tomorrow. Sub Saturday Adventures with Dragon's Juice shirt as well. Let's enjoy some good fun here and make the most of our fantastic Friday. Alrighty, we begin. Daughter of Decay. I will see you, probably discuss a few in between, depending on how much we need. I did get a little, you know, burned out from just so much commentary last time I streamed, actually, so I'm going to try to save my throat, save my voice, you know, when it's more necessary to commentate. I know it's like the main reason, the main thing that keeps the stream unique and interesting. That makes, like, the whole point of it, but there's only, you know, so much I can talk in a day, probably, so try to have quality over quantity, you know, always save from many things, so we'll discuss every, you know, 3 or 4 chapters here. We'll definitely discuss it. But for now, let's see how they did this other voiceover and story. which is a great part. You know, a lot of people don't even appreciate this. They just play the game for the action itself, but there's a lot more good lore, roleplay to it. That's why I enjoy all the different characters, all the different packs, all the different, you know, personalities to it. There's a lot of unique, interesting characters, a lot of theatrical hunters and such. So let's see what they got up to this time. The finale of the Tide series here on January 26, 2024. It's been the Christmas event, basically been out for a couple months, but let's enjoy it now. Alright, forward.
Tale of Forsaken Soils. First harvest. Undated. Something's eating the bayou. I must lead the grounded in the hunt for its mouth. The smell of its drool is in the air like a dew that clings to the fences, the trees, the trigger of a gun.
He's pretty almost Irish voice, so you're getting ready for St. Patrick's Day, other things for that. That's unexpected, but maybe it is a good foreshadowing for St. Patrick's Day event, or something similar, who knows. Let's see, that's definitely never heard that voice, Daughter Decay before, so pretty interesting, right off the bat.
I can feel its hunger. It's the same hunger I felt when eating the berries that grew from my mother's ribs, the turnips that bulged from her hips, beneath the soft soil. I wonder if she felt me eating her, like I feel the air eating me. I followed the odor across the swamps to a clearing. The air quivered from whatever had uprooted the weeds and grass and scoured the soil. A wonderful silence was broken by a bundle of spines rising from the earth. Some living altar wriggled from the ground with wet quills. It grew and heaved with breath from its many holes and dens. Barnacles sputtered, ripe with the stench of Rotjaw. At my feet, ash began to rise. A man crawled out of the tall grass, steam wafting from his back. "Need help getting off the ground?" I asked. "No," he replied. "I'm afraid I'll never get to touch it again." His skin ashed away. The altar breathed him in one gasp at a time. "You're Mr. Cherry, right?" I asked. "Wish I'd met you sooner, so I could tell you some secrets are best left alone. Some secrets must come to know of me, no matter the cost." He spat tar, disappeared more. "Does the fox know the name of the rabbit it eats?" I asked. "Do you think it wonders what the rabbit feels?" He laughed. He laughed himself away and out into some other world. Not dead, or even afraid of death, judging from the echoes he left behind. He'd stay a rabbit hunting foxes until the day he breathed his last.
Axe and lance. Interesting start to it there. Very good. Yeah, nice introduction there. We have these lovely avatars as well with good stuff. So, continue with our good characters, Scaramucci others. Hopefully updated. Will be added soon. Alright, on to the next. Next we have the Beekeeper. Yeah, very nice last hunter of the event. Been enjoying her. The honeycombs. Had a good first life for her. Lasted a pretty good amount of time on a good first round for her. We'll show all that screenshots later exactly what happened, but it's all good. You know, no big expectations, the latency type of on-stream lunches. Joy for what we do have, you know, we were able to get that trio kill before. That was really cool, just despite the high internet, and then we'll get used to the other computer, other table set up for when we do stream 1500 stream better internet, but it's not a big deal. All fun. Alright, on to the next.
Almanac of the Swarm. First comb. Listen, little daughter. This tale will nest an egg inside your heart. Nurture it. Bless it with rotten mint and the bones of your enemies. You will need it hatched to go where I have gone. Only then will I hold you and say that you are beautiful. Only if you ascend with me will I call you mine. At the start of our ascension, we were a colony without direction. Hornets infiltrated our hive, and like we should have, we attacked as one. But somewhere along the line, we lost sight of our true purpose, to ascend to become the purest vessels of the sculpture's power. The targets, the corrupted. After Sophia's blood boat landed true on the murmur stone, it yawned open. Rift light poured from the stone's mouth.
See that king snake mine? You do see the fish.
In curtains, divine. The first stage of our ascension was at hand. The death pack fled. Appendages from our lord erupted as altars from cracks in the soil. 4 hunters more blessed by the sculptor than we rose with them. Bloated. Alive, not alive. 4 drowned angels full of mud. We shot and fired and bombed and pushed, but they paired off. They pushed back with filthy weapons and insects I would have held so close to me. So precious and holy, but they sacrificed them.
The beetle.
They should not be forgiven. To see them set my heart on fire, it made me doubt my vows. And so I crushed my heart to pull the trigger of my gun and believe once more. One of our brothers leapt from an altar onto the murmur stone, dynamite in his teeth. The explosion stilled the air, and the stone shrieked, opening up like a jaw before it caught on one of our sisters.
Hopefully decent audio balance.
Diving away with her into the soil. It ripped her apart, smearing a long red line as it went. Oh, I can feel it. Some queen is ready to descend from the fog and lay her lava with a quiet thorax. How I wish to go up to such soft flesh and palpitate it like her. How I want to be the first thing seen by what's born from that womb. How I wish I could birth anything other than a human.
Alright, beekeeper, little freaky. Not entirely sure what pack she is then. Could be grounded. Don't think demented. And the other one, this one is drowned. So yeah, definitely not drowned. She was against the drown there. So seems like grounded more than, yeah, grounded usually like kind of symbiotic relationship with the creatures like Rotjaw and others. Huh. Yeah, she's probably grounded. But they kill like by shadow leaping through the monsters, they kill them, so it's not like they're, I mean, maybe it's like a sacrifice, like worthy, I don't know. She didn't really seem demented, but who knows. We'll talk about the lore later and learn more about it. Yeah, make sure audio balance is okay, negative 10 decibels. Should be relatively decent. Let me know if you like any louder. The lore, I can of course just set it to 0. It'll be a lot louder, so let me know. Get to Rotjaw soon enough. Alright, moving on there. Yeah, we'll do some other music as we do the matchmaking. See, the matchmaking screen still work? Yeah, that's always nice. Alright, well that was Beekeeper. Now we are on to Drowned Rat. See what happened to her, huh? Basically stuff from the earlier Tide event where they got killed, drowned, resurrected. Like the Gola, Duncan, Idaho, they keep coming back, you know. Alright, let's see what's next here. Chapter 3, enjoying as we go. Everything's steady and stable from what I can tell. Frame drop looking very good. Now the game itself, you know, 540p be a little blurry. You can see most of what's going on. At least you know what's going on. The main things, but you don't see some of the finer details. As for the just lore and review and stuff like that, it's really not too bad. So let's have a very quick stream test. Make sure we sound okay for me.
Income papyrus scroll.
And for the lore. Some of the finer details. As for the just lore and review and stuff like that, it's really not too bad. So let's have a very quick stream test. Make sure we sound okay for me.
Income papyrus scroll.
And for the lore. Some of the finer details. Yeah, that is fine. Sorry, no double echo. Yeah, we're totally fine. So all we need now is our Dragon Knights fun community to show up, enjoy our lovely adventures right here in the Dragon's Roost. That is really all that's missing at this point. There's a few lovely Dragon Knights to join for the fun adventures. But I've done the best I can, you know, plug display. Hopefully get some other Facebook, Instagrams, TikTok posts tomorrow for Sword Stream or Baldur's Gate finish stream, so we get to that soon. We can always get to Shadow of War later if we want to get to Baldur's Gate earlier, so yeah, hopefully plug a little more, but really done the best I can. Discord, Steam, Twitter, and the rest in the meantime, so I don't know. Done the best I can on my end. Just need more Dragon Knights fun show up. I guess a set schedule would help, but that is just way too difficult right now. It's like every day is completely different for me for the most part, you know, just like the work schedule and stream schedule just be a little too much, would be a little too crazy, so look forward to that in the future, sure, when we have more time, but right now, best we got, so let's enjoy the time we have, enjoy the moment right here now, hopefully break that chat curse before it starts back up again, but we'll see, 1 minute at a time. On we go.
Found that illegible collection. Breathe water, gulp tar, pump mud through your heart, if you have one still. Never was a fan of sunshine. The cloud cover is the only thing keeping me from losing my cold and violent. The land of the dead is with you. Let its tides taste your thoughts. Cradle your ambitions, your fingers as it strangles life from the living.
That's quite the different voiceover. They have a totally different direction for that. That's like more supernatural. They have actually, you know, synthetic effects on that, more sound effects like filters and things. Wow, that's definitely a cool one for the finale. Probably the influence of the Drowned, I guess, but huh. It took that a whole new direction there. I mean, I like it. Don't get me wrong. That's quite interesting they did that, but it's kind of a nice surprise. All right, keep going.
One moment, I'm back in the bayou, finding what I was sent here for. Then my sight splits in two, in four, in numbers I don't have the mind to count anymore. Like that damn witch told us, the land of the dead has sown its desolation here. Honestly, I always hated the bayou. Was almost happy to see it sink. Sink so far it feels like rising. At the bottom of the world is the sky, where our moon makes her knives so sharp. Was almost happy to see it dying.
That's intense.
Found the helmsman with two smugglers. Still had that awful metal around his face. When he saw us, he tried to shoot me with an empty gun. What are you sailors more afraid of, I asked. Ghosts or capitans? Lafitte stepped out to join me. The helmsman ran, but stab, bite. Their eyes, remove them. The things they've seen, remove them. Feed them to the many thousand mouths that gasp, swallow, funnel to the land. I came to my senses holding one of the smugglers' heads.
Yeah, I hope to have more lore-like balanced parties like that, either bandana gangs or full nautical team, you know, sailors, captain, helmsman, things like that. It's just hard to plan it out, you know, no one really thinks about it. They just think about their loadouts and stuff more than the actual hunters they're playing as for the most part, so eventually you'll get to more fun synergy like that, or at least like packed, united, you know. Yeah, I always think about it, always want to enjoy it, just haven't really got that solid of a party, you know, that solid of a trio that we can do stuff like that more often, so hopefully get to that soon. Let positivity overcome all the ignorant nonsense, of course.
And an arm, too. Oh well. The witch told us this might happen. That even if our drowned selves lost control sometimes, we were doing the right thing. Every blessing rides on the back of a curse. Every shadow laughs the backside of blood.
Interesting, yeah. Pretty demented things there for the Drowned Pact. Yeah, I got a little XP so far today. Ping has been fluctuating just in the menus. Goes from 30 to 150 to 300, back to 44. So, all of time today. Dark Tribute, not too big a deal. It's nice, you know, potentially get Bad Hand and such. I've got a few really good, unique, like, permanent unlocks there. A couple hunters, a couple guns, but, it's just good to do in general. It's not like every day I can do this. Can't play every day, but it's definitely nice when you can get it, so. We'll hopefully get at least 2 or 3 today. We'll see. Last one's 8,000, but, yeah, we'll see. Alright, that was, Drowned Rat. We're back to Daughter of Decay. It's on to Chapter 4. Full circle.
Tale of Forsaken Soils. Second Harvest. Undated. My introduction to the Drowned was seeing the Delphine's captain and the rat rip 2 hunters in half. At first, I judged the amount of blood in the air as signs of Rotjaw. I was wrong.
And it's interesting, all the interactions between the 3 packs. Maybe sometimes they have temporary alliances, but for the most part they're all independent and against each other. And the actual lore, the actual story of how it happens, not just the gameplay, the gamers, you know, the actual characters that were created for the game. So a lot of interesting interactions. As it a 3-sided, you know, 3-sided, it can never really, it's like For Honor, you know, they're fighting each other. Just constant struggle. One gets the upper hand, and the other, third one, you know, like balances it out again. So 3 is definitely interesting, you know, unbalanced way to do it. If you had 4, you could have 2 on 2, but when it's 3 or less, you know, it's more one-sided type of chaos. So just a lot of interesting aspects to that, I find.
Death seemed to be the only conversation to be had with these drowned creatures. But a stranger's hand stayed my rifle, tipping the barrel down. When I looked up, there stood a man in a suit with long coattails. He offered me a cup of steaming tea. Maybe speak somewhere less ghastly. He had my respect for sneaking so quietly through the bramble, so I obliged. We went to a train car made into a small outpost. The man smelled of earth and depths that should never be touched, covered up with perfume. He was an animal if animals sought to mate with money. "Pretty country down here," he said. I eyed my tea, was afraid to drink it. "Now, I know Finch departed this world with somewhat of a shaky reputation," he went on. "But the operation you hunters are set upon extends far and wide. So I've come down to offer assurances. Bounties will still be paid. The parties I represent would hate for harvesting to diminish. I don't care about money. I care about keeping the soil free of curses. These drowned poison it with altars, with ash." "Ah, yes," he said. "These drowned folks. I beg you to speak with them. Show compassion, even." "They rip hunters in half for fun," I replied. "Did you consider they may be horrified by that?" He rolled a bounty token across his knuckles. "Like you are horrified of losing money?" I asked. "No," he said, inhaling steam. "More like the horror your mother felt when you ate the berries from her ribs, when you chewed the turnips bulging from her hips beneath that soft, soft soil."
Almanac of the Swarm, second comb. When you were a baby, I placed you in a beehive. The bees did not sting you, but you cried and soiled yourself. Even then, the bees forgave you, crawled down your throat to let you know. but you couldn't accept their forgiveness. I am earning that forgiveness for you. Everything I do is for you. Butcher's cleaver failed us. Brothers and sisters gathered at the sawmill for his sentencing. The cow had bound the cleaver to the base of a log flume.
So if they're working with the cleaver, then they are indeed demented, not grounded. I mean, it made sense. They're demented, it's just kind of on the edge of them, you know, between them. But the cow, demented also, that's interesting. So we haven't had anything from grounded yet, or I guess, it's between the drowned rat, obviously drowned rat. What about Daughter Decay? She must be grounded, yeah. Grounded compared to, yeah, okay. I mean, naturally, it's just, you know, a little confusing. A lot of them, you know, overlap, so it's not super obvious, but it becomes when you see them, when you see the character, when you look at the big scheme as a whole, you know, like you have all the roster of hunters all together, then it's kind of more obvious. But just, you know, think of the lore of the story. It's putting the pieces together, you know, it's just smaller pieces of a whole, so pretty interesting.
We were forbidden to chant. We were instructed to think. I am thankful for our leader bringing us together, the cow said. But I am ashamed of his failure in securing the Mummerstone's graven path, the passage to our lords. A brother hooted. A sister slid a katana through his throat. At the flume top, Morgan and Median poured out a large trough. Beetles glistened in the torchlight as they rushed in a black flash of abdomens. I spooned blood honey into the butcher's cleaver, and it drew in the swarm to envelop him.
That's right, all the, like, bosses, all the hunters who emulate the bosses, emulate the targets, they're all demented, so that's a big portion of hunters, you know, all the targets. But, yeah, Rotjaw is, like, different to all of them also. Huh, all the bosses mean something else to each of them. That is, you know, it definitely just makes you appreciate the game more, even though it's very much, you know, an action-based game, PvPvE. It still has other role-playing, action, like, character aspects to it that you, like, you're not necessarily thinking of while you play it, but it still just makes it a lot more extensive, a lot more interesting, a lot more worth it to me. So, yeah, that's cool. All right, well, getting pretty intense.
The sounds of insect ecstasy were broken by the crack of a rifle. The cow worked the action of his crag. And another shot rang out. The swarm of beetles took each bullet, shredding in a spray of mandibles, feelers, exoskeletons.
Can't alt tab apparently.
We must imagine a new kind of violence, the cow continued. The way one creature does not stop eating another until its body is gone. More shots, more holy carnage, more beetles pouring down the flume to replace their fallen. See how they move? No leaders, no weak points, just purpose, pure and noble. We listened to the cleaver's muffled squeals as the beetles continued to feast on the honey, on him. We shall become like the swarm, he concluded. Find your own way, deceive, lie, incinerate. Surge until the graven path is found. If you fail, the other packs will ascend. Punishment is all that will await you.
Yeah, imagine he's pretty gruff assassin emulator. I mean, he's more like stealthy than anything, but he's pretty lethal. And yeah, he does have the new Crag bayonet, so that's pretty cool. Alright, that was another Beekeeper. We are on to Rat Chapter 6.
Income papyrus scroll. Found that illegible collection.
Let us drink from the fountain of death. Here's to the hunter. Here's to...
Void.
The kid whistled as he dug. Water poured from a hole in his cheek. 13th mate tracked some demented who were rounding up unpledged hunters with ropes. Try digging quietly, I told him, like the Capitan. We lifted a map from the helmsman's friends. All the smugglers' weapons were cached, ripe for the picking. Do you still see it?
That's right, there was the smuggler pack before that became the drown. It's just funny how it evolved to that. Devolved. So went from smuggler early on, grounded, infernal, death, and now just demented, drowned, and grounded. It's gone like really back and forth a lot. There's quite a few of them. I mean, there's like six or so packs now altogether, right?
Kid gurgled, digging out more weapons. What you mean? You can never unsee the mount.
Even though a lot of them merged into something else, so that it just doesn't exist anymore. It became something else, but all together separate times, you know, they evolved different things. Quite interesting.
It towers, always looms, runs the rain silver, blows ash that seeps through worlds. Its weight is the weight that makes all things sink.
Oh. You mean that altar mount as tall as a mountain? Yeah, I still see it. Gonna be seeing it forever, I bet. Capitan and the kid handed me guns and dynamite bundles. The weapons were mud-caked. Holding them was the first time I realized I'd never be clean again. Kid, you ever just wanna give up? I asked without meaning to. Sure, course I do, he said. Then I remember, we're lucky. What a brat. A brat with enthusiasm. Guess I admired him for that. He was right. We could have been trapped in the land of the dead's desolation, turned into strange statues, devoured alive by myths we never heard of, which now roam the dead swamps. 13th mate fired off a flare. The other packs had found us. It was time to drag all our fates underwater to drown, hand in hand.
Now it's heating up. Gotta get to some actual confrontations and all. Yeah, stream test was fine. I don't think we can do any more of those tonight. So we have our purple activity steady and stable. Should be all we need. Moving on.
Tale of Forsaken Soils, third harvest, undated. The four drowned reeked. Dead fish smell misted out of their mouths as they panted. They huddled in shame around weapons and weeping altar. I felt bad for them. I stood with the other pacts who were gathered. This was more people than I'd ever seen before. Phyllis and her primal friends. Sad folks from the Death Pact.
The primal.
My fellow grounded. And even smugglers showed up. With all our guns drawn, the drowned spoke first.
Just now infernal.
Place your ear to the earth, they said. Listen. I was the only one to do as they said. Ear to the ground. I heard many hearts beating. They beat deep and rooted. I didn't need to listen long to know one of them was mine. The sculptor's gifts aren't free, the drowned rot told me. Every time you touch an altar, something is taken from you. A knowing, a truth. It has grown in the land of the dead, returned with teeth to eat us all. She shot the altar and it screeched. That's lunacy, Phyllis said. They hushed her. Soon you'll not belong to yourself anymore, the 13th mate said. The blood in your body will marble. You'll be trapped inside the worst thing you've ever done, and the sculptor will feed on it. It'll swallow this place whole. Doesn't matter, the drowned rot said. We're being collected, eaten. Here's the point. If you want to stay yourselves, follow us. Or don't. We all got our own problems. Go where? a strange solo hunter asked. I smelled a sickly honey behind her mask of branches. She scribbled notes in a large almanac. Down in Kingsnake Mine, there's a passage made by the Murmurstone. The Graven Path. We'll make for it at dawn. Tears stained my mask. I'd heard more than my own heart in the ground. I heard my family's. I heard the last chance to say goodbye to them.
Yeah, since last event or so, you have been able to go there in-game, Kingsnake Mine, and there's the blue part of the mine shaft, like opening. You can't go any further deeper into it, but I'm sure people saw that really early, right when they added it. Wonder who was the first hunter to make it there, actually, but that's quite interesting. They have all the references, all the characters. Alright, that was 7 rat, on to Beekeeper with 8, chapter 8.
Almanac of the Swarm, 3rd comb. The only way to split my soul was to have you, with you. I could feel twice as much, see twice as far. You were to be a queen in a queenless land. You were to be a miracle of a daughter, not a curse. We Demented got to the mine first and uncovered the passage. The cow was pleased. He spared me. My brothers and sisters had gathered plenty of others to bless the Graven Path for our ceremony. Bleed the path wider for us, he commanded. Deep underground, all sounds were amplified. 5 unpledged hunters were pinned by lances in a circle around the rift passage.
Yeah, I was noticing that earlier, just in the the underside of a tower, where you can go, in the little mound, the little entrance. The sound really is quite different from just the outside to interior, buildings, and that's like, semi-underground, so it's definitely a unique feel to it. In-game and real life, I'm in an actual mine, mine shaft, gold mine shaft is somewhat here. Not too bad, but we're like super deep in it, but more like towards the surface, but the deeper you go, I'm sure, the intense it gets.
Their blood leaked into the Graven Path and made it pulse with waters from the land of the dead. We tossed Mr. Cherry's equipment in. Knives, brackets, jars of organs, more knives and restraints. The whole widen. We worship our targets as devotees, acolytes, the cow told us. But perhaps it is the targets who worship us. We will seek them out. It is time to give them our blessings. We forced groups of unpledged through the Graven Path and stormed forth in their wake. 1,000 ship bells rang, and through their echoes, we sank.
Everyone needs an initiation, right?
At the Graven Path's end, I slid into a fountain. In the distance, a great mound loomed, spiraled and kinked and made by giants of insect kind. Lightning flashed, and monsters hunched and furrowed in the distant mists. Legends unknown plucked me from this throne. So a legend myself, I set to become.
Well, Beekeeper being the very final hunter of the event, I feel like, yeah, she's pretty titular, main character then. It's so hard to get her. It takes a bit to get her. It's no small peanuts. Alright, carry on here. That was 8. On to 9 with the rat.
Ink on papyrus scroll. Found that illegible collection. Those Demented breached the Graven Path, went through before us. The drowned and I felt it in our lungs when it happened. We puked. It hurt us. Took everything we had to gather our supplies and lead just a handful of pact members to Kingsnake Mine. It wasn't much, but he'd have to do. We put the 5 hunters impaled around the path out of their misery. I asked for their names before we passed through, but the insane ringing of ship bells cleared them from my mind. We got spat out, and the swampland mazes of the land of the dead stretched before us. Every gooseneck bend and turn changed, distorted. Each step of the way, some new and horrible sculpture blocked our path. The first statue was a man making a fire, then a herd of white bison, followed by a one-legged woman nailed to a cypress tree. In a switchback of reeds, a priest screamed, frozen in white marble flames. A meathead impaled a man against the beam of some ceiling that wasn't there. Another man with a katana held back, ready to swing. We stopped at the statue of a train bent over a hill. Marching out of it were stone children holding guns. A moon-white sheriff Hardin pointed them towards the mound. "What are all these statues?" Daughter of Decay asked. "They're sculptures, stories, legends and tales brought here by the Murmur Stone," I told her. "Why?" the kid asked. "What's the point of having all these stories?" He placed his hand on one of the children's guns, opened his mouth to swallow the rain. "They've come here," I told him, "so that the sculptor can figure out how all of them end."
Alrighty, on to chapter 10. Wild card awaits.
Tale of Forsaken Soils, 4th harvest, undated. Down here, we were fruit that didn't need the sun to grow. No thirst, no hunger. Overhead was a moon with a rotten black scar like a goat's eye. Ash drifted up from the dead land and gathered there in piles. I heard echoes of Mr. Cherry laughing in its suit. It sounded like he was fighting the moon. A great mound rose from the south. When the fog cleared, it seemed to be a mountain, a tower, a volcano, and an insect nest all in one. We climbed up a marsh bank for a better view and came across a ship, or the skeleton of one. It looked brittle, like a dandelion, ready to fall apart if you made a wish and blew on it. "Welcome to the Delphine's Ghost," the drowned rat said. We boarded. She said this ship began the story we were in. Sculptures were all over the boat. A statue of the captain jumping over the railing. An eyeless man at the ship's wheel. Dead statues grew all over the deck. And in the hold was a Rotjaw. Tale for Forsaken
Don't know what happened there. I messed it up. Let's try that again. Sorry.
Soils, 4th harvest, undated. Down here, we were fruit that didn't need the sun to grow. No thirst, no hunger. Overhead was a moon with a rotten black scar like a goat's eye. Ash drifted up from the dead land and gathered there in piles. I heard echoes of Mr. Cherry laughing in its suit. It sounded like he was fighting the moon. A great mound rose from the south. When the fog cleared, it seemed to be a mountain, a tower, a volcano, and an insect nest all in one. We climbed up a marsh bank for a better view and came across a ship, or the skeleton of one. It looked brittle, like a dandelion, ready to fall apart if you made a wish and blew on it. "Welcome to the Delphine's Ghost," the drowned rat said. We boarded. She said this ship began the story we were in. Sculptures were all over the boat. A statue of the captain jumping over the railing. An eyeless man at the ship's wheel. Dead statues grew all over the deck. And in the hold was a Rotjaw statue absorbing a stone woman. "Get on, Lafitte," the drowned kid said, and pulled him in. The captain's arm burst into black fire when he crossed the threshold. The boat didn't want him on board. He stood ashamed on the shore and watched us leave. The paddle wheel groaned on its own, and the rudder twitched like a horsetail. This boat needed no captain. It steered itself towards the mound and steamed ahead. Sculptures were everywhere. An old soldier with his leg sawn off and a bird on his shoulder. Someone trapped underwater in a rope nest weighed down by cannonballs. We almost sunk the ship on the statue of a woman split open from giving birth to a meathead. I knew somewhere out there was a sculpture of me. I felt myself growing there in stone. I felt shadows stalking me. They were waiting for me to find myself.
I mean, that's pretty messed up. It's just I was finding these meatheads earlier, and goodness, yeah, that's how I got a trait spur. I'll show you my challenges in a bit. Hopefully I have time for a couple rounds here. Probably one solo, one trio at least. But yeah, more great stuff soon to come. We have the whole weekend anyway for Hunt. It's probably last stream for the event, so let's make the most of it.
Almanac of the Swarm, 4th comb. The first time I was stung, I cried with joy. The blessing of a stinger is holy. The spreading of venom and blood makes openings in your soul. From there, our Lord's thoughts emerge. But some thoughts you must be weary of, child. Some thoughts must be killed before they kill you. We pushed groups of unpledged hunters in front of us, blindfolded and tied to ropes. We shot them if they slowed. The landscape reacted to our swarm. Armors hulked from the fog, sheared limbs, the air filled with hive screeches. And we fired and impaled and reveled in the mud, and bile we spilled. Statues of monsters forgotten by books and time blocked our way. Herds of decayed horses frozen mid-gallop. Fleeing a skeletal giant. A tree-high horse to rule all horses. Its ribs split open and sucking in old soldiers and the equine alike to mash them with its bones. The closer we came to the mound, the more deranged the fights became. Our crusade pushed through herds of leeches and waves of grunts that set off old ship mines buried in the mud. Every hunk of shell lodged in our flesh only affirmed our vows. Bite wounds and poisoned spines became the language of our story. We were chosen to rule over this endless place. Chosen. We had been chosen. We would prove it at the mound under a dying moon.
Alrighty. It's chapter 11 to 12, back to the rat. Interesting thing.
Ink on papyrus scroll. Found it.
So I'm going to show you how I actually did unlock these. For those, not everyone may know, you actually unlock these from playing the event, getting points. Mainly from weekly challenges, you get the most points, but you unlock each story tab here. All throughout, takes many thousand points to unlock these. 15,000 points just for the bonus charm. Before that was another 15,000 or something, so it was like 50,000. I don't remember how many points it was, but it was a good amount. And you get a few thousand every week, but for doing the weekly challenge. But just so you know, these were indeed unlocked from playing, so I take a special joy in listening to them now. Okay, on to 12, right? Yes.
Ink on papyrus scroll. Found that illegible collection.
Myths and curses from Desolation's past roam under an injured moon. Fables cannot die. Fables can only seek the blood of those who made them.
Got pinned in a ravine. Something huge came from the Delphine's ghost. Seemed to give everyone a different vision. Fellas called it a landslide full of bones. Kid thought it was a giant serpent. That wormbite fella saw it to be a legion of knights with tombstones for heads. I called it something to shoot, and shoot it to sunken hell we did. Each time some new horror struck at the ship, the landscape closed up and trapped us. We shot and stabbed our way through it all. And at the ever-wandering center of the land of the dead, we found her. The creator of us four drowned. That white-haired witch who calls herself Lynch. She sat on a sculpture of Rotjaw.
Ah, Lynch. All this time later, we get some more Lynch references. Huh. So isn't also, Gar in the Drowned, of course? Gar, be there?
Peter's mouth, that Gar woman was nestled with a little girl on the tongue. They held a bundle of wilted lilies between them and laid fast asleep in the cradle of teeth. Strange sitting place you got there, I told her.
It's a promise I've kept,
Lynch said. Her voice still spoke only in my head, just as always.
Yeah, there's a lot of references to Lynch in the game, weapons and other lore and such, but yeah, I doubt she'd ever actually be in the game because she's just in the void now, basically. Maybe they'll make a version of her in game Hunter eventually, but I feel like it'd be just too overplayed at that point. She's such a legend. She's such a mythic figure, you know. That's pretty cool, though. They at least have her here all this time later. That's pretty good.
Great, I told her, jumping off the bow. You promised a plan if we brought the packs. Give it now.
The Lord of the Dead is anxious. He knows I am to win our wager.
A walkway of pillars and columns stretched away from us. There stood the Lord of the Dead. It was hard to make out its shape. Something like a man stabbed with 1,000 knives. Maybe just some unnamed thing you miss every time you blink. Let's hear it. The bet. The plan.
Erase the bayou's history. Wash clean its transgressions and sins. I've channeled all I could manage into you four. Drain the rest from the mound, and your drowning will end.
Sounds like a trap. What'll you gain from it? Lynch looked to the sky, flicked a knife at the moon.
I will have a mouth as wide as a sculptor. I will learn to hunt as it hunts, take what it cannot.
How about that? All right.
Your father believed in the rules of the heart. But the heart is not meant to rule.
Trailer for Dune there. Love that. Dune Part 2, March 1st. Coming soon, yeah, only a month away.
Yo, what's up, Ace the Sly? Hello, baby.
God.
What's up, Havoc? What's wrong, buddy? Did I cough in the mic? I'm sorry about that.
Just have to stop by real quick. Good buddy there.
How you been, Ace? What you playing, man? What you gaming? I'm just getting back into some Sea of Thieves with
Sounds different without the mask, doesn't he?
friends here.
So, alright, one more thing and then we're done. Got it. Let's go to C4 and then...
Yeah, good to see you, man. The Sunless Sea. Yeah, it is kind of a dim day. There's the sun. He's hiding.
Referencing actual Sunless Sea, but playing Sea of Thieves. Boom, boom, boom. Good buddy. Nice music too.
I'm all turned around and this
No, I
Haven't played it much. Good stuff, brother.
Tale of Forsaken Soils, 5th Harvest, undated. I made the ship stop in a pale glade where a statue of myself stood. It was of me as a little girl, sowing seeds into my mother's fingers. Sculpted bits of my cousins, siblings, Aunts and uncles stuck through the soil too. I stood for a minute, a year, 10 dozen seasons of fog. I came all this way, I finally said, to share my harvest with you. I shot a hole in my statue. It bled over the garden. If I had tasted of them, it was only fair for them to taste of me. My life was theirs too. The shadows following me bowed in respect. Weeds must be pulled with a cold heart. And so we pushed onward to the mound. We crept up on the demented hordes as they crashed upon the mound slope in horrible shrieks and waves. The entrance to the mound center was barred by a Goliath gate of beetle wings. We wouldn't be able to pass through the elytra shells sunk into the rock. The demented pounded upon the barricade and fought off every terror the bayou had ever known as rows of meatheads pushed them into the channel, piled upon them to drown. Everyone but the drowned jumped ship and left to fight off the monsters and demented. But the shadows which had followed me drew in close. I crept in their shade as they guided me through body piles and rows of traps. I ducked, waited, shot who and what I could. The shadows pointed to a gathering of immolators at the gate. One bullet was all I needed.
Immolators at
They erupted in a chain inferno and set the gate aflame, revealing it to be alive. Pus and insect blood hissed from cracks in the wings, and the Delphine's ghost churned ahead and rammed the injured gate. The entry tore open, and a tremor shook the mound. Hosts of shadows escaped from within the gate, free to roam whatever land they chose. But my shadow stayed with me, for there was still a season of harvest my family wished to guide me through.
Quite possibly the last Daughter of Decay there. As we get to the last couple here, we make sure we have indeed read all of them. Don't think we skipped any, but you can find it other YouTube videos if you want it. Just fun to enjoy our own reflection of the event journey, but yeah, it's good stuff. Alright, chapter 14, second to last. Final Beekeeper, and since that was last Daughter of Decay, Drowned Rat will probably finish it off 15. And here we go.
Almanac of the Swarm, 5th Comb. Little one, I've seen the hive where all souls converge. Sky high and stretched with star larvae. Lords quivered from those constellations and combs. Their eyes wept with all the love we waste. And there, in the black rain, I tasted all I've wasted on you. When I recall the flavor and spice of it, I almost remember how to forgive you for leaving me. Cracks from the steamship's impact broke open the slope of the mound. Inside were layers upon layers of the target's pupae. They spilled out, goo slick, tarnished and black in the fertilizer of banishment.
380
My
latency in the menu.
demented guzzled in their rawness. They slurped and burrowed into the pulsing nursery until they were out of sight. I didn't join them. They ignored the Delphine's ghost. But the ship's journey had not ended. It struggled against wind, and the ichor gushing out the gate. So I boarded in secret. I knew there was a greater miracle to behold beyond these gestating targets. And so, I left my kin behind to journey into the mound. Only the drowned were left aboard the ship, dead, quiet and still. The paddle churned for years, decades. Sculpted cones spiraled along the walls into the sky. Each glowed with stars, eggs, larvae, promises from beyond. After an eternity, we beached onto an island at the core. Every altar ever made was stacked in a maddening pile. To see it in dark sight was to stare at the sun. At the pile's peak was a platform for a statue, but it was empty. I abandoned ship, dodging gunfire from the drowned until at last I climbed upon the platform and made myself a legend above all others. A black rain poured from the high combs. I opened my mouth to taste it. As the first drop touched my tongue, I felt the rumbling of a queen about to descend. Energy flowed from the altars and swirled overhead. The walls burst and caved. An egg spiracle winded down from the center of the rift storm, and the fools fired their guns, their lances, tossed in flaming jaws and explosives that lit the cavern. All useless. I was to witness the molding of our desolations, Lord. I was to be a child to it. The kind of child my daughter was never brave enough to be.
And the finale.
Ink on papyrus scroll. Found at illegible collection. Lynch lied. Figured as much. She meant to feed us to this thing being hatched. This monster born of desolation. I fired all my rounds anyhow. Tossed some depth markers for fun. Then I smelled the life bursting into flames. Lafitte finally made it to us. Came on an old rowboat. Rode so hard one of his hands fell off. He flapped the board and the Delphine's ghost blew its whistle in disgust. Whatever long-sowed punishment he earned scorched him with blue heat, orange embers. He looked ashamed, and at peace at the same time. This is what atonement must be, I thought. Don't think I'll ever seek it out myself. He burned and crawled into the engine room to open the boiler. Inside was a navigator's hell no artist could describe. Whatever its shape, he accepted it, hugged it even. Lightning and smoke roared from the smokestack. We abandoned ship as the Delphine's ghost said goodbye to the land of the dead and the land of the living, and vanished as a summer thundercloud rising around the madness that throbbed from above. Her bow crashed upon the hatchling and tore open its gulping throat. Black steam ballooned its gut and burst. Rest of our dynamite went off, and if this thing had a mind, it was blown apart with the force of a volcano.
Your sins may be forgiven, though you will carry them always.
Okay.
May their scars live on forever. May you live to feel the unfeelable.
Stormbolts struck the altars, and we heard every statue across the land shatter. The graven path flooded in on a surge of light. Brain chunks glowed in constellations upon the walls, thinking some last thought. The path spread a cover between us and desolation and splashed over the cave. It drank us in, spat us out all across the bayou, in trees, creeks, and on roofs and walkways. Wherever our stories end, it wasn't down there. Lynch said we 4 drowned hold all the bayou's sins now. I don't feel much different than before, though. Rain feels cool. Bullets cause pain, and pain reminds me I'm alive, or alive enough. A mosquito finds the sunlight warm on my cheek and drinks. I wonder what desolate plane it feels itself upon as the shadow of my hand covers it. I wonder if I'll be fast enough to pull my gun when that shadow comes for me.
That'll do it for Hunt Showdown Tide of Desolation lore. Interesting stuff.
Ink on papyrus scroll.
Very good stuff. Yeah, well written, well voiced. It is definitely interesting. Alright, with the time we have here, at least 1 or 2 rounds for Hank McCoy here to start. Let's see. Already got to a little quick play earlier. Let us go ahead and see what is next for our fun adventures in the showdown. Okay. Plenty of money to work with. Will be plenty of time this weekend. Get more Dark Tribute and work on the weekly challenges, which I have not really started at all yet this week, even though it's been on since Tuesday night. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, already 3 days missing out, but will be plenty of time to finish them. So we got Full Metal Jacket and Extract for the Bounty, Trait Spurs, and Lantern Grunt. So Full Metal Jacket here to start. Can't put that on the shotgun, but I can certainly put that on the free brawler. Eclipse here. So Full Metal Jacket and Rival will just be standard. Could do something else, you know, Flechette or such. I'll just do Buckshot for now. Do our standard knife, medkit, decoys for fanciness, toolbox. Not really necessary to take a solo. It'll be solo here to start, so we'll go with that. Some fuses. Single region should be enough for me. We go for Rotjaw, of course, as it is wild card. And on my very, very final Rotjaw bounty, clean sweep. So we're trying to read that lore here before the end. If I don't get it tonight, we'll just stream it again at some point tomorrow. I'll just have a quick little interlude between our lore and Baldur's Gate or whatever, between our book reading, between our novel reading, and our other adventures. We can get to it tomorrow. I'll finish it, you know, off stream, of course, but it'd be nice if we could get this last Rotjaw on stream. With the time we have, maybe just only 20 minutes here now, so let's make the most we can. We got Regen, Antidote, Adrenaline, Determination, Hornskin, Lightfoot. Don't really care for solo revive. I mean, it'd be helpful, but for the most part I get camped with it. If I died to Rotjaw, though, it would be kind of embarrassing. So maybe I should switch out Lightfoot for... Yeah, we might as well just switch out Lightfoot for solo revive. Just if I die to monsters, not really hunters, because hunters will just camp you, burn you. But for monsters, you know, because my latency is spiking all over the place, it is easier to die to monsters. As we saw last time we played this on stream with this internet, you know, I basically retarded completely from this internet on stream, but as we saw last time, basically died just because of the latency. Really hard to move, navigate, do anything, but we're gonna go ahead wildcard with Hank McCoy and hope for the best for this final Rotjaw clean sweep. All I have to do is kill Rotjaw and extract. Nothing really good to kill Rotjaw with here, but we'll at least give it a try. Yellow Bandana Gang, the Desert Bandana, see all the Dune trailers, see the Dune book. Sorry, webcam is tearing again. It's not the best green screen, but it's something. Could have that on, but under the background. I don't know, it goes in and out. We'll get a new webcam eventually. I could afford a new webcam now. Maybe I should think about buying that. I've had this one for like 20 years on it. I've had this webcam for forever. Since I moved here, basically. I've had this webcam about 20 years now. This is an old webcam, so... I mean, it works, it's still good. But maybe I should consider upgrading to a more modern one. Less screen tearing, stuff like that. I'm not sure why. The lighting, you know, maybe just darker here. Let's see if we go to a brighter screen. See, that fixes it, but not completely. It's still better. I don't know. We'll get to these other masteries, other things soon. For now, we go Rotjaw, solo, wildcard. Switching out Lightfoot there, Necro, mainly for monsters. I do not depend, since the first event, really, on ever solo reviving against hunters. It's nice when it does work out, but it's rare. For the most part, they'll trap you, they'll poison you, they'll burn you, and they will camp the crap out of you, ready to shoot you, stab you. Seeing as you solo revive, I've stabbed, you know, against Necro and such. Able to watch bodies, but for the most part. Now you have Dragon Breath and Fuse Flare Gun. Burning of the body is just, yeah, way too easy to camp that. And for the most part, people know when you're solo, they don't expect it. But sometimes you get away with the chaos, sometimes they kill the people who killed you, you can come back. Sometimes I just use it just to get more damage or such. Anyway, we're looking good for finale of Tide of Desolation. And we also have Plane of Desolation, little soundtrack. As we get started for maybe just the one round for now, but yeah, we'll consider better webcam in the future. Chivalry 2 goal as well for current debut. Cheers. I don't know. Other investments, things. This is worth it. I think the webcam quality is pretty good. I mean, it's not like lacking too much. But better lighting, better setup, better mic placement. You hear less of the keyboard ticks and taps and talks. We'll see. Kind of the double music here. Playing a Desolation, so we're tied to Desolation. Actually has the name in it, so it's kind of fitting. Ash Bloom, yeah, so the Ash Bloom. I'll make other loading screens soon, all the different weathers, the Inferno, the Thunder Shower, Ash Bloom. I'd imagine there's some new loading screens out there that feature those more, because those would be really cinematic, really cool, especially the Inferno. I mean, it looks so great. So I have to take a look for that. Actually, maybe we can stream hunt more often, get better internet down the line. That'd be fun to have a new loading screen. Speaking of Ash Bloom, yeah, we got high latency as you see. We will do our best for this Rotjaw. No initial traces. Let's take a look. Sensitivity is normal. I'm just not used to playing on stream, so it'll be a little harder. Latency, and never have any high expectations at all. Just enjoy what we can. Possibly get a Rotjaw. When we finished one milestone Rotjaw on stream with the Umpire's Bane, that was fun. Had a baseball bat. So yeah, do what we can, get in, get out. Got a trace right here. Full metal jacket damage. If we can't get any hunters, shotgun just back up basically. We shall see. Alrighty then. We have got, oh, that way, yeah, 105-ish. South part of the map, kind of middle of the map. Bottom middle of the map, I guess you could say. So, we'll see about that. Inspect, don't really need altars since the challenges will get so much more in the way, but I'll show you at least one last spine altar, little barnacles, and you see all the lore they're talking about it. It's pretty interesting. Shooting it is, of course, interesting as well. Explosions, all the altars. Shoot some more later, maybe. For now, we're moving on. Shall see. Could shoot it, but it's kind of a waste. So, Rotjaw somewhere. Could be all the way down there. Who knows? Hard to predict for Rotjaw. The altars and Ash Bloom, not the worst. I mean, kind of just a global banish. It is what it is. Yep, latency go back and forth. Nice if it held relatively stable, consistent, but one thing it definitely is not is consistent, reliable. Sometimes it'll be decent, actually playable. Other times, you saw that one time with Mikey, I think that's the best example of how bad it can be. The best example of the worst time. It's just impossible to hit anyone. Impossible to do anything. But boy, the regular clues for now, yeah, I don't need those. Scrap at Wolf's Head, that'll be close by. So if I can get away, that'll be a good opportunity to get Rotjaw. Everyone's focused on Scrap Peak. This part of the map, no extract, but if I get Rotjaw quickly enough, it won't matter. I feel like because he's such an isolated place, it's more likely people to go for Rotjaw earlier, but cover of the storm. But what can you do? Try my best with 200 latency. For the enjoyment of it, I'll find the Dragon Juice. We'll show our logos, our champion badges later. I have to get more hotkey stuff like that, I guess. It's too much fun to show them. I want to set my E-bar up eventually. That'll be fun. Alright, actually towards Arden now, 45. So we'll sort that out. Oh, that's a fight. Probably a fight. Not necessarily guaranteed a fight, but seems fairly likely to be a fight. Anyway. Ash will help you no solo revive in certain instances, just depends how hard the hunters are on you. Much they care about you reviving. Generally people can't be pretty hard because there's plenty of time for it and all. It's, hit and miss. Oh, there's some hunters. Might be able to take a shot and run. Not if they come that way though. Expected group in the shadows here. Get the one screenshot to enjoy my fun. Oh, they're running, then they just stop. That's kind of weird. They went far away? You'd think they'd run right past me. Can't really shoot them because the hellhounds behind me are just gonna jump on me. That was weird. They were running, then they stopped, or they just went that way. Sort of try people on sound alone. Doesn't really work. We need a combination of things. Yeah, it's really deceptive, you know. That was strange. It's like they ran around, straight around me. I was expecting to see them at that point. They ran like right past here, I guess, yeah. All the different roads, you know. It's just the sound. It was really hard to keep track of them like that. Anyway, I can always get the full metal jacket damage done later. Tonight's priority is Rotjaw. What's that? Oh, there's a double. Shit, out of nowhere. Yeah, they're not less likely to notice you. Standing still. While it's tempting to shoot at them, I probably shouldn't. Can't tell if that's the same ones or not, honestly. Yeah, it was enough of a window to really guarantee a headshot, so. But it's fun just to watch hunters sometimes. That's something I do very often. I don't play solo even that much anymore either, much as I used to. Yeah, I can live without the damage. That's so weird. They just disappear so quickly. They didn't notice me. It's so hard to track people. I mean, you hear them, you see them for very brief windows of time sometimes. Who knows, that was a completely different team on the trail of the other one. But they are gone, baby, gone. Unless you, like, run after them, in which case they're gonna know you're running after them. Damn, it's just not worth it. Alright, well, we'll move on. Here we got some pickups. You know, could have gone for the shot. I'm just not feeling that ambitious. I haven't warmed up because I won quickly. Oh, there, Rotjaw is here. Is that what that was? Kind of sounded like Rotjaw. I guess not. Trace is right there. Might as well go for it. And potentially fight the bounty team for the token, in which case it could be 1v3 or more. Oh, he is here. So they started fighting or they just ignored him completely. That's funny. That's pretty weird. I mean, here he is, all of myself, so, okay. That works. My region shot needed. Yeah, he is fully healthy, so they just ignored him, or they didn't notice. Do what I can. Solar revive if needed, but burn health would not be ideal. So let's just try to get it done. With a knife, I guess. Could look for an axe, sledgehammer, but knife is not the worst. Definitely better than dusters. Not the knife wouldn't be as good as a regular knife either. We'll try. Somewhat of a knife for. Oh man, they're trading hands like crazy. They'll probably go for me on the way unless they all leave. I doubt anyone really wants the Rotjaw, which is I do. Doesn't mean they won't go for it. He's too bad. It's a little tricky sometimes. Solo is definitely the hardest one to find. There's a hunting boat poison arrows last time. I fought him solo, actually the same area, pretty much. And he was just really hard to kill solo. In a team, you know, you have multiple people. Sometimes you get down, but it's usually not too hard. Trying to get him halfway there. Still not. Just barely out of. Damn, a lot of trading of hands on that bounty. It's not too high to mark 4-star, right? So, probably don't want to die in one hit here. Burn a bar, so I'll go ahead and top off that health. Let's keep putting it on. I'm considering just letting everyone leave and then vanish, but I don't have stamina, so it is harder to get away with it per se. They might go for him, so I might want to kill him really quick and then vanish and then run. They might want to go for him because everyone will be clear at that point. They've traded hands like 5 times now, that's insane. That is definitely more than average you see in trios. Yes, I know you're an alligator at the sound effect. Could do a hotkey just in your honor for the alligator sound effect. Oh man, just switch the shotgun at this point. We'll make it easier. little intimidating. I'm used to it, but quite. Alright, they seem to still be fighting. I might not have the chance necessarily to keep him, so it'd kind of be silly just to wait for them to come and then banish and then have to fight him, unless I really want to go for the damage, but I have plenty of time for that this weekend. Tonight is about Rotjaw. If we can get this, that would be ideal. There are no guarantees in this game, though. I definitely learned that. Alright, we have a moment here. Just check the tower. Latency definitely not on our side with that .80 upload you saw and 10 download. Not exactly great. Concertino, cover me a little bit. That doesn't hurt. Cover that angle of approach. Let's see Rotjaw's body. There's the armor too. Keep him alive with better. Rotjaw body right there. Alright, I guess I will kill you. Rotjaw body's there. This will give me a little cover here on that angle. Doesn't hurt to traffic. Avoid the armor would be ideal too, so that's what these bushes are for. Full immersion, you see me watching like 2 sets of hunters on their way to the bounty. Alright, they are going to be going north. It might be able to avoid them. I'll head straight northeast to Golden. Without stamina, it is not going to be super easy. Just grab and go. I don't know. See how this works out. We'll just have to see. Could be lurkers, you never know. Lurkers in the shadows. Let's have my decoys. Hopefully not get shot doing something stupid like I've done plenty of times. Here we go. No magpie, so we'll make the most of these 5 seconds. And northeast we go in a crazy blitz for our life. Are they starting to pursue? They are leaving. We might get lucky here. Depends. There's another renegade solo out of nowhere. Gonna ruin our entire round. That can definitely happen. Let's not jinx it though. Try to get out. Do trade spurs. I'm just gonna avoid it. Go for the islands. Wagon right there. Guess I might as well. Oh! Is it really worth it is the question, not really. That's you don't see the 75 meter scan for doing that, I guess. So. Grounded, we just saw the lore. I'm not gonna burn the scan to Shadow Leap, but we'll still have it in the nice. Hopefully they step on the fire now. There they all go. I do want to make sure we are clear here. Congo line of zombies. I guess I'll take care of them. Alright, we might as well make sure here. Extra paranoid. Keep me alive. It could be Rotjaw interceptors after that giant battle. And, you know, avoiding shooting the hunters earlier, which I was kind of glad to do because they most likely would have chased me till one of us was dead. Just forcing the conflict at that point, intercepting them. Normally I probably would have done that, but special circumstance, 49th out of 50th. Rotjaw, there's no need for that. Let's avoid the other shopping things. There could be, you know, a solo working around that bounty, deciding to go for me now, so best chance I have is to go leave. Shadow Leap will not be necessary. Burns like 3 seconds to scan. So no thanks. And the meathead, not close enough to the red barrel to justify killing. Need 2 more trait spurs anyway. Couldn't get that done in one trait pickup anyway, so let's get on out if we can. Alright, second to last scan. Comes down to this. It's funny to watch the hunters. At least we had some player interaction, even if they didn't see me there. And I did get the pickup, so the last team extracting, we'll see the name at least, so thank you for that. Okay, let's go. PvP can always come later, you know. What we need here. Alright, should be good if it's the last 25 seconds. Not guaranteed until really the last 10 seconds you don't hear the whistle blow. If it does, I won't know what direction they're coming from since I've run the scan. So you generally should save your last second for the last 10 seconds. That would be annoying at this point, wouldn't it? But it looks like we made it. Rotjaw is complete. Thanks for that. Moving on. Oh, man. Yeah, you see me take a screenshot there. It does freeze my game for 2 seconds now. I guess I have like a lot of screenshots to show later on stream. Let us read that. Rotjaw lore voice mod is available if you would like. It's available anytime. It doesn't have to be only during readings. You can always activate it. It's only 50 bits right now, I believe. Same price as our average cheers. About 50 cents on the dollar. Good fun. We'll have our chat curse back tonight, but we'll still enjoy our Rotjaw. Well, it looks like still time for the chat curse to be delayed. Yep, didn't shoot the devil, didn't shoot the, was it Luna Wolf? Yeah. So my good yellow bandana survives, able to get the Rotjaw. Very happy with that. That is exactly what I wanted, so it should finish our mastery here. Rotjaw, good to go, 700. Yeah, actually worth more money. Yeah, people say it's worth like 75 bucks. I know it's worth 1,200 bucks. That's like a whole bounty. Mastery unlocked. There it is. Yes. All right, that'll be our 50th clean sweep Rotjaw after the initial Rotjaw kill. So it didn't carry over. So it's like 50 new Rotjaw. It's been like my 100th Rotjaw or something at this point. And we are ready to read. Let's do a quick dark tribute since it is there. That'll be our first of the day. Glad to get enough of that too since we survived. You get all the XP or whatever. I'm not sure how that converts to dark tribute XP. It's its own system, but apparently the boss was enough without PvP. We saw the hunters, we just didn't fight them. There'll be plenty of time for that off stream since you saw my latency. Not exactly reliable. Alright, well that was a good 3 separate trios. Those guys ended up winning with it, but went through all teams here. There wasn't a single solo except for me. So everyone died except that last trio. And it makes sense that, yeah, no other solos. We saw that duo. Those are the ones that ran by. There's a trio before them. And they all fought. Anyway, we gotta get to our Rotjaw himself. Voice mod available if you'd like any fun voices during the reading. Otherwise, let's get to straight reading of Rotjaw 50th. Clean sweep at long last. Actually, we have to read it all, so we could start at the last one, but it'd make more sense to start at the top. So, let's begin. Rotjaw. Harold Black. The nature of tidal phenomena. How jaws beyond death retreat and advance the seas. We were wrong about the moon. There are tides which exist beyond her influence, where the coming and going of those waters leaves a shadow, and the shadow of that tide are ruled by a titan of rot. This is why the moon is bare. Each phase of darkness runs its teeth along those craters and valleys to wilt whatever lushness may attempt to grow there. The Rotjaw, as we call this female alligator specimen, defies the physiology of known aquatic reptile, or creature descended from living taxonomical orders. Putrefaction has encompassed her skull, leaving it bare and smooth. It is easily capable of crushing 3 men. The jaws instill in one Paleolithic fear, something felt by the first mammals to witness their parents, eviscerated by reptiles. More so, the exposed skull is a tuning fork for energies unknown to man. The inept refer to it as electricity, though necrophagic energy is more appropriate. A constant tearing of physics roils inside the reptile's abdomen. I believe she has ingested some silver of cosmic firmament. This allows disease and organic compounds from a land of the dead to summon themselves around the Rotjaw when provoked. This black primordia may be the source of all known decay. Miss Cinnamon, you made it. You kept that chat curse at bay. Thank you so much. How are you tonight? How is everything? We just got our Rotjaw. Very excited. Would love to chat with you about Rotjaw specifically, but also happy to chat with you about your life and current events and experience this week. And happy Friday to you. Thank you for keeping that chat curse at bay as we just get to our last little bit here of Rotjaw. You kept the checkers at bay. I appreciate it. Welcome back, Cinnamon, our loveliest new Dragonite of October 2023.
Welcome back.
We're keeping that chat curse at bay. Thank you for bringing the chat to life. You can get your sugar in a second, but first we have chat celebration. We just got our Rotjaw now this last round right here, Cinnamon. Thanks for coming to celebrate with me as Hank McCoy is able to get that done, the final mastery here. And the bounty hunt wildcard, so exciting. Good evening to you, Dragonite Miss Cinnamon. How's it going, friend? We are featuring Cheer Command tonight if you'd like to celebrate our 50th mastery here for Rotjaw, our 50th clean sweep. To unlock the lore as we read the page right here before probably heading out, coming back tomorrow for Sub Saturday, Sword stream, hopefully, some other IRL stream, Baldur's Gate, finale, Shadow of War to come likely Sunday. Get to sleep in tomorrow. My show choir starts at 6, so I get to finally sleep. 6 in the evening then, yeah, not AM. Glad to hear it. Hope you have a great Saturday night. Choir, Cinnamon, what genre of songs, what type of music you guys singing this time? I'd love to hear about it. Hope you guys do well. Hope you enjoy. Lovely to see your dragon as well with these other hunters. Fun avatars. Thank you for bringing that chat to life. Sweet like cinnamon. Good to see you, Miss Cinnamon. And how are you feeling? No, 6 AM at school. Really? So how do you sleep? So when do you sleep? I'm so confused. If it's at 6 AM, the choir, when exactly are you going to get to sleep in? Because it's already 9:30. You got to sleep in after that or before? Because yeah, it doesn't sound like 6 AM is actually and sleeping in are exactly in the same sentence, are they? Alright, back to Rotjaw we have here. If you'd like some voice mod, other fun Cinnamon, we have many fun interactions, including free champion commands for you. Sugar, of course, your favorite, but there are many others. And your dragon Sugar looking good tonight. Thank you for bringing it to life, bringing a chat to life, bringing your dragon to life here on the Dragon's Roost. Twitch TV Ace the Sly, a lovely place to be for great friends such as Cinnamon, who we do appreciate and love getting to know here. Lovely fun and good times here in the Roost. Don't have to go in because it is Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, so I don't have it this weekend. Alright, so your show at choir is at 6 on Tuesday. Just the wording of that, I'm a little confused, but yeah, I'm happy for you, Cinnamon, getting to sleep in any case, and I hope you're excited for choir, whatever genre, fun of music you will be singing. Thank you so much for joining us for the last few minutes here, Cinnamon. We could take an intermission, come back later tonight if you want. We can always have that option, always keep the Roost open for special celebrations, especially, you know, the weekend and such when we don't have a busy early schedule the next day. But we'll at least finish Rotjaw lore for now, because that's a big thing we've been looking forward to for a long time. Okay, necrophagic energy is more appropriate. A constant tearing of physics roils inside the reptile's abdomen. I believe this... She has ingested some... sliver of cosmic firmament. This allows disease and organic compounds from land of the dead to summon this black primordia, may be the source of all known decay. Some madmen have amplified the abomination's creative energies by means of an electric cage, but no cage can contain such a mother for long. For the Rotjaw has tread lands beyond extinction and turned with physics that repulse my scientific sensibilities, some fragment of God's abandoned grace that has found new fertile loam of our souls to fester in to make itself home. We have read that part before, so that's why I'm just trying to get through it to the next one. Don't believe we've read anything past that, though. Don't have to go in Tuesday. How long do you plan on staying? As long as you want, Cinnamon. If you get a new cheer in debut, I will come back after intermission. If you cheer a new cheer here for 20 bits, we can finish God vs. Titans. Any 20-bit cheer between 20 and 24. Otherwise, we'll likely return Sub Saturday, hopefully early in the morning tomorrow. Oh, right. Okay. She did redeem the channel redemption for right. I could work on a next play here, get a few schemes for that. Since you redeemed that, Cinnamon, that is either for tonight or tomorrow. We will write probably a third play on stream. That is a channel word for writing. I can write a poem about you. I can write a song for you. But generally it's for my next play that I want to get to, third play. We can also do some revisions on my first two plays, Nightmares and The Wedding Night. If you haven't seen those, I can send those to you on Discord. But, yes, do enjoy some writing, Cinnamon, so we'll do that on stream. Since you redeemed it, I mean, there's many possibilities. If you like something specific, since it's you're redeeming it, I can do it for you. Song, a poem, and we can recite that, sing that for you after we write it. But generally we get to our next play, and I can also include you as a character. We can have someone named Cinnamon, or your real name if you want, in the play. On to Enola's diary. Day 2, 1812. Mama taught me to act like a queen, and a queen does not wish people dead. The Redcoats invaded Fort St. Philip during the hurricane. They trampled every small creature I've raised, my turtles, newts, frogs, snakes. Moma'd be happy about that. Always said people knew we're poor if I played in the dirt. But they shot her. So I rowed the boat out to sea so hard I broke my shoulder. Better to drown than be British. Oh man, we have read all this. That's Enola. Yeah, I remember that line. That's a funny one. How much of this did we read then? Everything except the last one? Oh man, it's hard to keep track. Alright, we'll revisit this next time on Hunt. We'll read the whole thing or such next time. We gotta read all these again. For now, this is the last one, Reptilian's Journal. This is the last one actually from the 50th lore. We'll finish with that. Cinnamon, if you would like me to come back tonight, you need only turn the intermission on by debuting one of these undebuted cheers, which have been there for a few months now. Hot right now, especially 78 and 80 are musical. Those have not been debuted yet, so you need only spend bits to redeem those. The amount of bits you see there on the new cheer, exclamation cheers for other list, and an About Me section. If you'd like me to come back tonight, Cinnamon, I am glad to. Otherwise, tomorrow morning, sub-Saturday, we will likely start with a sword stream. So either way, Cinnamon, I am happy to oblige you, whatever you like. You need only show a little bit of interaction, a little bit of support to keep the stream alive. Thank you, friend. I'll finish up with this, and we will revisit it, likely for 1500 streams. We can read a little more lore here and there for voice mod, such always activated, able to be activated too. But for now, since we spent all this time to unlock this very last page here, let's just finish with that. The Reptilian's Journal. This is the only time it's actually the Reptilian's Journal. Other one are Ice Repair Invoice, other ones are Enola. So this one for the Reptilian himself, the main man, the reptile himself, who is the most masterful, you know, reptilian hunter. Legendary hunter. We have 1895 July. Trail Scent Loam. Pear Swelter. Mulberry Ash. Let's enjoy the Reptilian's Journal for our piece de resistance. And Cinnamon, we will get to writing either for the play, poem, or song for you, depending whatever you'd like. We can get to that tonight if you like, or tomorrow. So, we'll definitely get to that soon. Thank you for that channel redemption. I lick the open spines of each reptile I caught, kiss their eyes, carved my symbol work onto them, cast my wishes onto each yellow wet bone. I was the last thing they saw when they died and sank to that place where the worst of worst men are trapped forever, fiddling their knives. I sent them there to find the one, the grail of gator kind, that sludged down troughs of swamp before man took form from clay. Learned to spit and scalp. I sent them alligators to prepare their queen for me, feed themselves to the birth jaws from whence they came. And they've done my work well. They obeyed me as an animal obeys the direction of blood in the water. They followed my will and brought her to me. She's a big one. Attempt 1. Lured her to the Mint Parish baptism. Bit the preacher and sent him flying with his arms out like a cross. Boiled the rest of them alive when she purged her shackles. Her rot's a hot black tar that sparks lightning underwater. Smells like incense. Made me sneeze and my bolt missed. Attempt 2. Made wax dynamite. Strapped it to a broke-legged horse, floated it downstream. She bit it half in two and bloomed to burn them equine entrails. She flung the dynamite off, almost popped me instead. Attempt 3. Caught her alone at night, just nipping at the stars. Could have jabbed her with my lance, got it over with, but she growled deep, and it comforted me like singing to a child. It was something beautiful, and I don't even know what that word means anymore. So I let her go this once. I wanted her to do it again. Rotjaw with the reptilian there. Interesting stuff. Definitely interesting. Alright, we will pick it up there soon. Thank you, Cinnamon, bringing the chat to life, keeping that chatters at bay. Looks like tomorrow then, for Sub-Saturday, we'll pick it up with some fun Sword stream, some Baldur's Gate finale, possibly an IRL stream in between. And we'll get to writing your next play there. Maybe after a reading we can do at least a poem or a song for you. If we don't actually start my next third play, which I'll be submitting to the Playwright Festival in April or May this year. So it'll be fun to work on a new one, just a new idea. I've already do a ton of other ideas. I can improve those if needed, if there's any desire for them, any requests to improve them, and to collaborate on them. Otherwise, we might as well just work on a new version, something a bit different. Alright, I will catch you tomorrow. Thank you, Cinnamon. Enjoy. Until next time, thank you very much for stopping by. Appreciate you. And catch you later. Hope you enjoyed Rotjaw and other laws. Good night.
So long, farewell, I'll be just saying good night.
Alright, I will catch you tomorrow. Thank you, Cinnamon. Enjoy. Until next time, thank you very much for stopping by.